This house was built and lived in for 20 years by a gentleman named Merv Griffin. There's his house, way up on top of the hill there in front. Now, Merv Griffin had his own talk show for several years on American television. His real big claim to fame, he was the creator of two great game shows, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. Okay, we're approaching Sunset Boulevard. Coming up on your left, the round glass bronze building is the Directors Guild of America. You'll notice it's been designed like a stack of movie reels. On the corner on the right, Sunset Car Wash. This was used in the movie Car Wash by Richard Pryor. The next corner on the right, a landmark called the Laugh Factory. You might remember Kramer from Seinfeld was performing live on stage a few years ago, had a bit of a meltdown. That all took place here inside the Laugh Factory. On the left side, the tan building, the third floor with the sloped windows. That is the studios for the Hollywood gossip television show TMZ. That is their studios to your left. As we come up around the curve in front of us, you're going to see the Chateau Marmont Hotel. On the right side, it looks like a big white castle. This hotel is best known because back in 1981 on November 6th, it's where John Belushi died. John Belushi was part of the original Saturday Night Live cast. Also, the Chateau Marmont is where Lindsay Lohan had been living for several months. She just did the movie about Elizabeth Taylor's life. The studios put her up in the Chateau Marmont. Marmont coming up on the right. As we come around this curve on the right, this little restaurant called the Pink Taco. This is where Johnny Depp was spotted with the band Aerosmith. Makes a lot of sense because the next street we're crossing over is called Sweetser. This is the street where Johnny Depp's primary LA residence is. It's right behind the parking lot on the hill here, behind those bushes, that black fence. That's Johnny Depp's primary LA residence. Now up around the next curve on the right, you're going to see the Comedy Store. It's another landmark. They're celebrating their 40th anniversary this year, 40 years of laughter. The Comedy Store on the right is where late night talk show host comedian Jay Leno launched his career, as well as the great comic Robin Williams. He began here at the right at the Comedy Store. One of the questions I get asked the most on a daily basis, do you see the celebrities? We do. There's no guarantee, but we do. You want to look at the cars when we drive around, especially now as we start coming into Beverly Hills. It really won't be unusual. We're going to see Maseratis, Bentleys, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces, Bugattis. This one I'll point it out to you, bless you. And then we'll see if it's any better. Now we're going to drive into a little section up here referred to as Sunset Plaza. The locals like to call it Paparazzi Row. It's filled with restaurants, very good restaurants. And the restaurants all have outside dining. Therefore, celebrities that want to be seen, they tend to dine on the outside of these restaurants. Lunchtime, you can't get a table here. They'll be slow right now. They're just getting ready for the lunch crowd. The restaurants are Chin Chin, La Petite Four, Cravings, Cafe Med, and Il Soleil. Just entered Sunset Plaza. Next, I'm going to point out two very famous nightclubs. The first one's called the Viper Room. It's a few blocks up on the left. It's formerly owned by Johnny Depp. It's also where River Phoenix died. Drug overdose, Halloween 1996. Coming up on the left, you can read the marquee, Parade of Lights, black building, black canopy, the Viper Room. To your left. And then on the next corner on the right, perhaps the biggest landmark in Hollywood, the world-renowned Whiskey A Go-Go. This is where the Doors were discovered, Motley Crue was discovered, Guns N' Roses, Frank Zappa, Buffalo Springfield, the list goes on and on. On this corner on the right, you're going to see Gil Turner's Liquor Store. This may look familiar to you. It was all over the news. This is the liquor store that Halle Berry drove her car through. She got drunk one night, drove right into that. The funny part was the next day, the owners, they put a big sign up in the window saying Halle Berry shops here. All right, we're getting ready to go into Beverly Hills. Beige Bentley on the right up here coming out of the side street. Let's see if it's anybody. Looks to be right. Can't see him. You're going to see the famous Beverly Hills sign welcoming everybody. It's in front of us to the right here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beverly Hills. You gotta keep your arm down so I can't see the mirror. Now there's a couple different ways you always know you're in Beverly Hills. We got a car coming up on our left here. See if it's anybody behind us. A couple different ways we always know when we're in Beverly Hills. The first thing you're going to notice are the streets. Each street has its own set of trees. You'll never find two different trees on the same street. Will Rogers, he was a great American, very instrumental in laying the landscaping here. He came up with that idea. Now the second way is you look at the street signs. You'll see here coming up on our right, they're always white and they have the Beverly Hills shield on them. Now as I come around this curve, you're going to see a tall white building off to our right. This building's called Sierra Towers. It sits in Beverly Hills. Those are condominiums. They start at $2.3 million on the first floor. Sir Elton John's LA residence, he owns the entire top floor. Some of you remember a very successful TV show called Dynasty starring Joan Collins. She has her LA residence in Sierra Towers. Last year, Jane Fonda moved in there. She started dating a gentleman from LA. She took up her LA residence there. It is the former residence to Cher and Stevie Nicks. So we just turned down the Doheny Road, and Mr. Doheny made his fortune in oil. His son was engaged to be married. He bought a piece of property, bought his son a beautiful estate.